Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm making a British classic. It is the humble fish pie. Or for those of you of my generation or older, you'll probably remember it being called the seafarer's pie or admiral's pie. And there are lots of different ways to make a fish pie. Mine is slightly different. I have it with a breadcrumb, oat and cheese topping. And I also like to use a nice selection of fish in the pie, but it's all optional. You just make this your own. As you will know if you've watched the channel before, I'm very, very fortunate. I have a fantastic fishmongers, Ron Fowler and Son, here in Bookham in Surrey. And I went in there and they made me up a lovely little tray here. So I got a nice selection of fish. If you do have a fishmonger, please do support local where you can. And certainly if you live in Bookham, you've got no excuse not to pay them a visit. And if you don't, then of course, go to your local supermarket and buy whichever fish that you like to use. As I say, there's no hard and fast rule. It's a fish pie. Put whatever fish in there that you like. I'm using some king prawns. I've got a little bit of monkfish, some salmon, some halibut, and some lovely smoked haddock, which is actually my favourite. I could probably eat this pie just with the smoked haddock. We've got a selection here of other ingredients that are going to go into the dish, and I'll show you those as we go along. So I'll see you over at the hob and let's get cooking. Okay, so you need a decent sized saucepan, obviously big enough to fit all of your fish and sauce in. And we're just going to go in with our butter. That's 50 grams there of butter. Again, you're going to adjust the quantities depending on what you need for the size of the pie that you're going to be making. Okay, and that's, as I say, on a medium heat. And we just want to melt that down before we add in our flour. Okay, to that, our flour, that's going in. Just whisk it round. Basically, essentially, we're making our cheese sauce. Yeah, so you're starting off with a roux, and then we're gently going to add in, just cook it down for sort of 30 seconds or so, just to get the rawness out of that flour. Okay, and then we've got warmed milk here. So I've just heated it through, put some in. I'm actually going to turn that pan down a touch. It's a little bit high. And then start to whisk it in. And gradually we'll add more as we go along. Sorry, this is a new pan, guys. This is one of the new pans I bought. It's first outing. And it seems to be running quite hot. So just turn that down a little bit, add some more of our milk. Now, if you were making this pie with a mashed potato top, or if I was making it with a mashed potato top, I would be doing this slightly differently. What I would do is the milk, I would add an onion with some cloves in it, bring it up to temperature, and then add the fish. And I'd poach the fish in it, then remove the fish and use that milk to make my mashed potato. But because my recipe, I don't have the mash, we're doing it with the oats and the breadcrumbs and the cheese, I don't actually need it. So all of our flavour is actually going to be directly in our cheesy fish mix in the pie. So I'm just going to keep stirring that through. Now we're going to add in some more of our milk. We've still got some lumps in there, that's fine. They will come out. That's it. And then keep stirring it. Okay, we're going to add some more of our milk in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add the whole lot in now. And that was 450 millilitres there, guys, of warmed milk. And just keep stirring it through until you get the consistency you want. And don't worry, if you find that this is slightly too thick when it's heated through properly, because we are going to add some cheese, which is going to thicken it a little bit more, you can always add a little bit more milk and thin it out. And if you see there now, all of our lumps have now disappeared. So I'm just going to leave that until it comes up to the simmer before we add in the rest of our ingredients. Okay guys, that is up to the simmer. So I'm going to add half of our cheese, so 50 grams of our grated cheddar cheese. Like so. Add some of our dill. So this is about a tablespoon of dill. So I'm adding about half a tablespoon. The rest is going to go into our topping. Half of my spring onions, the tails of the spring onions, I chopped 4 up. So I'm just going to put half of that in as well. We're going to put a little bit of cracked black pepper in there. I'm not going to add any salt because I have gone for a strong cheddar, which will be quite salty. I can always add more at the end. The juice of half a lemon. Squeeze that in there. Catch any pips. Actually, I think that was a pipless one, which is even better. And then our fish can go in. So our lovely smoked haddock, our monkfish, halibut, salmon and prawns. Wow. And then to that, about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And that will go straight in the pot like so. And you just want to give that, turn the heat down now slightly. We're just going to poach that fish in this lovely sauce, get everything incorporated. And at this stage, I'm actually happy with the consistency. I don't think I need any more milk. The fish will also release some natural juices and water and what have you out into that sauce. So I'm just going to put a lid on it, cover it, and I'm going to let that sit there on a very low heat for about 4 to 5 minutes. Once that's done, I'll see you over at the bench and we can start to assemble the final fish pie. I'll see you then. Okay guys, so our pie mix is now ready. I'm preheating the oven, so it's on 180C fan. And we now need to crack on and make the topping for our pie. As I said, it is slightly different. No mashed potato here. So here with our 3 pieces of bread, which I've made into breadcrumbs straight in. 50 grams of cheddar cheese, grated obviously. Just get it all in there. You want it to be nice and cheesy. And guys, with the pie mix, I know some people put eggs in it, like whole boiled eggs. By all means do that. I don't because my wife is allergic to eggs. And I'm not a massive fan, I'll be honest. But you could add like peas in there if you wanted to, you know, make it your own as always. But I'm going to have peas on the side because I love peas with my pie. Here is our porridge oats. They're going straight in as well. The rest of our dill. The rest of our spring onion tails. They're all going as well. Get them all out. I do like a spring onion. And then our melted butter. And that is 100 grams there of melted butter. All straight into the pot. Time to get your hands in there and just give it all a good mix around. Make sure it's all nicely incorporated. You've got those herbs going through everything. And the cheese, obviously, because we want that to start to melt down when it goes into the oven. Lovely. Oh, I cannot wait. I think it's Imogen and I are the only ones in the house that actually like fish pie. So this is going to be just for us two. I will try and get my son to try it, but I'm not sure if he'll fall for it or not. But you can do but try. Okay, that's it. That is perfect. So just move that to one side. Here, I've got a normal sort of oven-proof dish, okay? And I suspect, just going to wipe my hands, I suspect I'm going to have too much mix, but that's absolutely fine because this pie mix keeps really well. So if you wanted to get ahead of the game, you could make that and then keep it, let it cool down, keep it in the fridge till tomorrow and then reheat it again. And it can be frozen, as long as your fish hasn't been frozen previously, which mine hasn't. I can then let it cool down, package it up, put it in the freezer and use it another day. And that's exactly what I will do if I've got too much. So let's spoon some of that in. Put it all in. Oh, I think, do you know what? I think I've got exactly the right amount. And that wasn't planned. Just get it all in there. Lovely, all that lovely sauce. Smells great. Let's hope it tastes great. That's it. By the way, the pan has performed very well, thank you Tefal. Not that they gave it to me, not paid sponsorship, bought it out of my own money. Okay, that's it. Just give it a good shimmy around, make sure you've got stuff nice and evenly scattered around that pan so everyone gets a nice piece of the fish they like. And then literally get your topping mix and just use the old best tools in the kitchen, your hands. Now, I like it quite thick. I do like the topping, I have to be honest. Again, make sure it's all nicely, I think I've done just the right amount. Perfect. That's it. Spread it around nice and evenly. That's it. We are done. So, wipe my hands again. As I said, that's going to go in the oven now. And it's literally, the fish is pretty much cooked. So it doesn't need too long. What you want is that topping, obviously, to start to crisp up and make sure that cheese is nicely melted. So I would say that that's going to go in the oven for about 25 minutes. So I'll see you shortly. When we take it out, we can give it a try and see how we've done. I'll see you then. Okay, so we are done. Took 25 minutes at the 180. It looks and smells delightful. I cannot wait to try it. So let's get ourselves a nice big chunk of this. Go in there. The topping is nice and crispy. It's got the crumb and the oats have gone nice and golden brown. Everything is piping hot. I've actually let it sit for 5 minutes because I was worried about burning my mouth again. So let's just get a good, put my plate there just to secure it on there. I want to make sure I get a bit of everything in there. Oh, wow. The fish looks like it's held itself together nicely, which is great, which is what we want. That's it. Get it on there like that. Okay. So let's give it a try. Actually, I'm just going to use my fork. I'm going to get a bit of that salmon there. Looks great. As I say, and the fish is great because it's still nice and firm. It's held itself together, which is perfect. That is lovely. Really, really good. Doesn't need any more salt. We didn't salt it at all. I've got to have a bit more. Find a bit more of that fish. There we go. Some there. And that crispy topping, it's got just the right crunch to it. What I like is that flavour of dill. And now I appreciate dill isn't everyone's cup of tea. It is a bit of a love or hate herb. I love it. And it's lovely. Flavours that perfectly, as are those spring onions. I can taste those coming through as well. Lovely. And as much as I like smoked haddock, it hasn't overpowered the dish. It's not too smoky at all. And the sauce is a great consistency. I'm really, really happy with that. Really happy. Sorry, one more bite. Can't resist. That really is a seafarer's delight. I think even a seafarer would be happy with that. That's for sure. Guys, definitely one to give a try. Really easy, comes together really quickly. I mean, total cooking time on that, I'd say with the hob time and the oven time is about 40 minutes in total. So not long at all for a lovely home-cooked fish meal, and one I think the whole family would enjoy. If you're still with me at this part of the video, I really appreciate you watching, and I really appreciate you watching through to the very, very end. If you're an existing subscriber, really appreciate it. Please do like and share as always. And if you're new to the channel and you do like the content, please do consider subscribing. You can hit on the watermark here or the subscribe button down below. If you've got a recipe that you'd like to see me cook, please do send it through. I'd love to cook it for you. I'll put all of the details of today's delicious fish pie down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say until next time is, it's cooking good.